PC gaming hasn't been the same for many years. Gone are the days of purchasing your game at a store and installing it any which way you want on your system. Ever since Valve launched Steam as a video game distributing platform, the world of PC gaming will never be the same. And while Steam has implanted itself into every PC gamer system, it wasn't always the best place to play your games for these gamers. In order to truly understand the outrage people have with Epic Game Store, you have to go back in time and realize that this is nothing new. Because as everyone should know, history tends to repeat itself, and that's exactly what's happening today with the Epic Game Store. The only difference is that Epic wasn't the first to try something like this. But before I get into the real reasons gamers are fighting over Steam versus the Epic Game Store, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. Any support is truly appreciated. So let's get into this pretty weird controversy because, to be honest, it's one of the most awkward arguments I've seen in a very long time. I say this because the people championing Steam seem to not realize that when Steam first came out 15 years ago, it was met with harsh backlash. A lot of PC gamers didn't want anything to do with the service. Gamers didn't want their games to be tied down to a platform they couldn't trust. Yet to Valve's credit, they had a very big foundation to draw people to their platform, and that's Counter-Strike, which at the time was one of the most popular games on the planet, and to some extent, it still is. The backlash was even harsher considering people loved Counter-Strike and wanted to play it, but in order for gamers to play it, they had to sign up for Steam. Well, as you might imagine, the rest is history. As gamers realized how convenient the platform was, they started investing in their Steam library. All this happened because of a game that people couldn't stop playing. Fast forward to this year, and Epic Games is using the same exact strategy. Epic Games is using Fortnite as the catalyst to launching their digital game platform. They learned from Valve that in order to build a games distribution platform, you have to have something that everyone wants. And right now, everyone wants Fortnite. Epic CEO revealed that Fortnite now has around 250 million registered players on their platform. Now, that might not be active users on their Epic Game Store, but that's a huge number compared to Steam, who has 90 million active Steam accounts every month. Just like Valve did 15 years ago, Epic is riding this once-in-a-lifetime game to heights not many have a chance to do. Now, let's move on from the history lesson and discuss what's really disappointing the gamers that use their PC as their main form of gaming, which is Epic is hurting customers by paying for exclusive games for their Epic's Game Store. This has to be one of the most talked about aspects between Steam and Epic, which brings the most controversy. When Epic launched its storefront, people paid attention, but what took the headlines was that Metro Exodus would be a timed exclusive to the Epic Store. Valve didn't just sit back and let games fly off their store. Instead, they called out Epic, saying it's unfair to its customers to do something like this. The blowback with a decision like that was not taken lightly. A lot of fans were outraged with the news, and they let Epic know it. It got so bad that Steve Allison of Epic admitted they made a mistake when he said, "We had been talking to Deep Silver for a number of months and they made some decisions on their end," said Allison. "We both knew there was a potential for fan anger in terms of communication. It felt way worse and was way bigger than we thought, and in real time we spent time talking about it and said we'll never do this again in this way. And I think we're not in a situation now where that could ever happen again." You would think after such backlash, Epic would pull back and maybe take it a little easier on the exclusive content. If you did think that, you would be very wrong. Epic continued to be very aggressive with grabbing exclusive games that would only come to their platform. Games like The Outer Worlds, Borderlands 3, and the newly rumored Red Dead Redemption 2. All very big games that a lot of people will be forced to play on the Epic Store if they want to play it on the PC. Now, while most gamers will be angry with this decision and might even boycott the Epic Game Store, they have to realize that they aren't the only customers that matter to these companies. There's also developers who are just as valued customers to Steam and Epic as gamers are. And to be honest, if you're a developer or publisher, it's far more easier to sell your games on Epic's storefront than it is on the Steam store. And I'm here to break it down for you. If you're a developer and you make a game for PC, Epic will only take 12% of the money sold by your game. And if you use the Unreal Engine to make your game, the 5% fee to use the software is taken off. As for Valve, you are charged 30% of the money sold by your game, and you still have to pay the 5% fee for Unreal Engine or other developer tools you use. This is simple math, people. The Epic Game Store is far more profitable for developers to use, especially if they use the Unreal Engine, which is one of the best game developer tools around. It would cost developers more than double the revenue loss to put their games on Steam. And early reports indicate that this already paid off for multiple companies, especially 4A Games, who have just launched Metro Exodus, where they saw their sales go up 2.5 times the previous title in the Metro franchise. With the math just explained, 4A Games made a much larger profit by selling their game on the Epic Game Store, not to mention the money they got for being exclusive. Now, I know that does nothing for us as gamers, but that would be a very short-sighted way of looking at this. Because as we know, this gaming industry is extremely competitive, and a lot of developers have gone under or compromised on their vision to meet a certain budget. And for years, there was nothing developers could do about it because the distribution platforms that were readily on hand didn't want to change their stance at all. Epic Games saw this opportunity and decided to take a massive risk and shake up the industry as a whole, especially the PC gaming industry. The smaller cut taken by Epic does make them a very real competitor to Steam, and people need to understand that. Steam has had over 15 years of perfecting their platform. They have saved game progress remotely, automatically, and in the cloud, not to mention a bunch of other features that PC gamers have grown accustomed to. Epic itself has admitted that the storefront launched in a very underdeveloped state. They made a lot of errors that were self-inflicted. And a lot of the features I just mentioned are well on their way, but it will take Epic some time to bring them to their gamers. But what I take from all of this is that competition is vital in every single aspect of life. And for people to be angry that a company decided to give actual competition to a platform that has dominated the PC platform for the last 15 years is baffling to me. Because I might be in the minority here, but I've felt that Valve has gotten very complacent for the last several years. They don't take their first-party studio serious anymore, which as a gamer breaks my heart. They used to make amazing games like Portal, Left 4 Dead 2, Half-Life, games that people almost revere. Yet for years, they haven't taken those IPs and made something spectacular. So it doesn't bother me that someone like Epic is coming into the fold and truly giving Steam a run for their money. I understand the missing features that plague the platform currently, but I see the exclusive gaming deals as a way to buy them time so they can get those features in place. All the while, giving developers a much larger chunk of the money made by their games. So instead of gamers getting mad that a company is trying to shake up the industry, they should expect other companies to step up their game even further and compete to the maximum effort they are capable of. Stop acting like PC has been this open platform, because for the last several years, there's been so many iterations of game launchers that you need about 6 launchers installed on your system to play all the games available. Welcome to the future of PC gaming. But tell me what you guys think about all this. Do you hate the Epic Game Store? Are you going to wait for games to come to Steam instead? Does this competition only help us as gamers? Do you care about developers getting a larger cut of the pie in the Epic Game Store? Are you more willing to try consoles now that they seem far more convenient? Go down below and let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. Any support helps the channel out more than you know. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my videos. Also follow me on Twitch. The link will be in the description. If you want to hang out and chat with me, I'm very active with my chat and always playing games. I hope to see you guys there. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.